A few years ago, Trent McFarland was a 413 miler from Michigan. No national meets, no big offers, no one outside his home state knew his name. Today he's running 352, a school record for the University of Michigan. And telling anyone who will listen, if he's still in the race with a lap to go, it's over. And those are bold words a week before the 2026 NCAA Indoor National Championships. This conversation breaks down how Trent had his breakthrough from 413 to a 352 miler and what it means for every runner who's ever felt like they were behind and wants a breakthrough themselves. If you enjoy this conversation, give us a 5-star review. It takes next to no time. Hit the follow button so you don't miss more world-class conversations with people like Trent McFarland. And make sure you share the podcast with a friend or a teammate or a family member. That's the easiest way in which we can grow and have the impact I ultimately want this podcast to have. Hope you guys all enjoy this legendary conversation with the man with the most lethal kick in the NCAA, Mr. Trent McFarland, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing something today I never thought I would do. I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, so it was on the border of Ohio and Michigan, so I was, not too passionate. Moved to Austin, then moved to Columbus, and I got indoctrinated, okay? I'm a massive fan of The Ohio State University. So I never thought I'd invite someone from the team up north on the podcast, but when you're running the performances that Mr. McFarland USA is running, it's an open invite. This guy's taking over the nation. Trent, how you doing, man? Welcome to the podcast.
I'm good. How are you? I'm glad to be on here.
I'm excellent. First question for you. I mean, you kind of came out of nowhere, I feel like. I'm sure it hasn't felt that way for you. I'm sure you've worked really hard at this sport for years, but I feel like the last month you really put your name on the map. What's kind of the homecoming been like?
I mean, it's been good. Like it's been good to kind of see these performances kind of fruition into these good races and good marks. So, yeah, a lot of work over the past three years or whatever now. So, yeah, it's been great to be able to finally see like really taking these big steps forward on the national stage and being able to kind of get my name out there and see the results.
You're class of 2027, right?
Yeah.
When I think about that class, I think of, Connor Burns, Simeon Birnbaum, Jackson Heidish, that whole squad of guys, Aaron Solomon, who were breaking 4 in high school. I mean, what were you doing as a senior in high school? Did anyone know your name?
Not really. Like I, statewide in Michigan, I was like well known. Like I was back-to-back state champion in the 800. So like, I was winning races on the state level, but I really never made it to any national meets or anything of that sort. So yeah, it's a lot different. Like seeing those guys in high school and seeing what they were doing and breaking 4 and all these national races where they're running these crazy fast times, and I was just sitting at home and just relaxing at my small high school races, and kind of it's a lot more chill, not really stressed about anything really. So yeah, it's very different from what they were doing.
Was there ever any insecurity, back in the day, junior, senior year, seeing other kids go to the meets you wanted to?
I think definitely, like you always have to be, I think a lot of people talk about like not comparing yourself to others, but at the end of the day, it's something that's very real. Like everyone kind of sees what other people are doing and they want to be in those positions. So I think definitely a little bit of insecurity, but I had to just know that like the work that I was putting in was real, and whatever I was getting out of it was what I was putting in. So I just had to stay the course and be patient and be consistent, be dedicated, and just keep working.
Michigan kid through and through, growing up in the state, run for University of Michigan. I'm sure that means a lot to you, kind of keeping it in state. I'm sure you feel a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, not getting the big wig offers from, CU or Stanford, or what does that feel like to, be homegrown and represent, now be a school record holder for the state you call home?
I think it's great. Like I wouldn't say I like didn't have an interest to go other places. Like I definitely would have liked to be a crazy like top recruit in the country and have offers to go anywhere I wanted to go to. But like at the end of the day, I think growing up in Michigan, I did always just want to go to Michigan. So being able to actually live that dream that I had that long time ago is great now. Like being able to be from my home state and having a bunch of other guys on the team that are also the same way, and they've been from Michigan. Some of them were Michigan State fans, which is we've converted them to Michigan fans now. But yeah, it's a cool thing, like I get to see my parents when they come down and watch races at our indoor track. That we have a pretty nice facility here, so like that's another like added benefit. But yeah, I love it. I didn't have to make a lot of adjustments traveling across the country, so I think it's been pretty smooth and pretty easy.
So you grew up Michigan fan, not Michigan State.
Yeah, definitely not Michigan State.
So big day on Sunday. How do we feel
Yeah,
about it?
I'm excited. I mean, I think we're gonna kick their butt, but you never know nowadays in college basketball. Anything can happen. So we just gotta get it done.
Hey, I mean, no, I got to bite my tongue here, but knowing Michigan, y'all are gonna win the Natty, and then some scandal's gonna drop, 2 weeks later. So
Yep.
we'll
I mean,
see.
that's how it's
Basketball,
going.
though, I will say, I've always found it easier to root for Michigan basketball. They seem to have their stuff together a little bit more. One of my favorite clips all time. We were both in high school at the time, I think, was when Michigan played Wisconsin and Juwan Howard, however you say his name,
Yeah.
took a swipe at the Wisconsin coach, and the commentators like, "We got a scrum in Madison." It
Yeah.
was one of the funniest calls
Yeah.
of
That
all time.
that was the most like that was one of the most insane moments I've ever witnessed, especially from like a coach. Like you usually see like I mean players get a little chippy out there, and they'll get a little antsy, maybe throw some punches or some shoves, but like from a coach and seeing like I mean he went to Michigan and he was a really good basketball player here, so like that one kind of hurt, like knowing that he was kind of capable of losing his temper like that on another coach. So yeah, that was not a good showing for the university.
If people want to be entertained, look up scrum in Madison, Michigan versus Wisconsin. The call is amazing from whoever the announcer was. Talking back to running. I feel like Michigan's a program that historically has had a lot of individual success, but it's been a little bit since that period. Like I remember having Ben Flanagan back on the podcast back in the day, and he obviously had his breakout moment. And you look at the women's team, I feel like every couple years they might do something in cross. But I feel like the program, when I saw you do what you did at Big Tens, I was like, oh, I kind of forgot that Michigan was relevant. And I think that's how a lot of other people felt. What's the kind of internal discussion with the guys of like, we want to put ourselves back on the map?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a real thing. Like like coming in freshman year, like I wasn't really too concerned about how we were performing as a team. Like, yeah, I know it's a difficult ask, especially in track more so than cross country, because you got to get what is it like 30 or 50 or whatever how many athletes we have on the total track team. Everyone has to be bought in, and that's a lot more difficult than asking of 20 guys on the cross team or 15 guys on the cross team. So yeah, it's definitely a real thing. Like I think our motivation and our like dedication throughout the whole team has definitely only been on the rise the past couple of years, and it's come internally from the distance guys, I would say more so, especially like the mile group is I think definitely our strongest group. Even 800 group is also one of the stronger ones. So it's come from those guys, and just having people like myself, I feel like I've contributed greatly to that. Just kind of talking with the guys and kind of putting those performances together that I can inspire other guys to kind of be like, oh, like if I'm running with him every day, I can do similar things, or I can run those times that he ran last year, or whatever it is. So yeah, it's definitely been a real thing, and we definitely have felt like no one really cares about us in the Big Ten, especially with the new teams that came in. Like some of those schools are really track heavy schools that push us down the order a little bit more. So um, yeah, just knowing that our time's coming, and we just got to keep putting in the work every day, and the results have shown. Like this year coming in, we were projected eighth or seventh in the Big Ten on paper, and we came home with fourth place, and that was um, contributed like highly to from our distance guys. Like we scored a bunch of points in the mile, we scored points in the 600, scored a point in the 5K. So DMR, yeah, it's been a real thing, but I think we got the momentum in our favor right now.
So good high school career, specifically in Michigan. Go to Michigan. Question for you is like you go to a Stanford and NAU. Like let's take NAU for example. You go in the standard is excellence. The standard is winning a championship. At a Michigan, you come in and it's like I feel like a lot of kids in the past in your shoes, they kind of rest on their laurels and they never really do anything. Was there a defining moment for you that made you think, okay, I might not be at the best running school in the U.S. right now, but I still want to win an NCAA title and I still want to do all the things I thought I could in high school?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a similar like upbringing here as I did it in high school. I had another upperclassman in my event area, kind of that kind of took on like a mentor role. So like I had Nick Foster 2 years ago, my freshman year, that I kind of looked at what he was doing and how he approached things, and yeah, like he knew how the team was going, but he knew that we could turn it around if we had the right attitude and adopted the right type of culture. So yeah, similar to me in high school, I had a when I was a freshman, there was a junior on the team that had all the school records, and just kind of seeing what he how he approached it. Like again, we didn't have one of the top teams in the state. But we just stayed the course and put in the work every day. So yeah, definitely here knowing that maybe our team isn't the greatest ever, but knowing that we can make it better, and you just have to keep working. You can't ever really be satisfied, especially in the NCAA nowadays. These kids don't play around. They're Olympic level, some of them. So they're the best guys in the world, and you have to bring your A game every day, and you can't take any days off. You can't be satisfied. You always got to be keep working and moving forward. But yeah, definitely, I wouldn't say I always had a goal of winning NCAA's. Like I came in freshman year as a 4:13 miler, a 150 800 guy, 9:14 in the 32. Like I wasn't like a super sought after recruit that was like coming in and like already expected to score points or make NCAA's or whatever it is. So that was kind of something that was unexpected, but it's no like it's to the credit of my work and the work that we've put in as a team and as a coaching staff and like whatever. So it's all come together um, because of everyone's contribution. So it makes sense.
Was there a defining moment early on in your career that you had a mindset shift of like, I got to get serious? Or do you think day one on campus, you were pretty serious about your goals?
I think there definitely was a defining moment. I would say probably um, cross country was definitely not that moment. Freshman year cross country, I redshirted, and I kind of just came through and like I'm not going to be a cross country guy. I'm not. I don't matter right now to the team, so I don't really have to work as hard, or I don't really care as much. Was kind of the attitude, and that changed very quickly. Freshman year indoors, got to run the mile and found where I thought I belonged and ended up scoring at Big Tens. But I had guys in front of me like Adam Spencer, who is a great miler, and he's an Olympian. So I had Nick Foster in front of me. I had Evan Dornkamp, who had really good success in the Big Ten before the new Big Ten, and then going to Oregon. So like I think I would say that is the defining moment. I got fourth place in that field, and I thought I was like satisfied with that, and I looked at those guys and what they were achieving in the national level, and that was kind of where I was like, okay, like this is a reality. I need to get serious now and know that I can get there one day if I just approach it like these guys do, and kind of yeah, lock in a little bit more.
How important is getting that like quote unquote first win? Like even just having the chance indoors to race Big Ten and get your ass handed to you by a guy like Adam, but still having a win in your book of like, oh, I'm in the Big Ten championship. I know a lot of high schoolers who it's like when they get to varsity, it's a win, and then they like lose, and that motivates them.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I've had bad races. I've had failures and I've had successes, and some of my failures I've learned, or almost all my failures I've learned more from than the races I've won. So definitely like going into that and failing and knowing that like um or I guess not. I mean, like failing in this sense that you got fourth, but not failing in the sense that like look at the guys that I lost to, and I can take some from that and learn from that and use it in the future. But yeah, getting you just got to get those small wins. Like I came in freshman year indoors and I opened up with like three straight 800s. I think it was at our home races, and I won two out of the three, and like um it was just so important. I felt to kind of get that relief of you finally got your win, or you finally got your kind of turning point to where you can kind of make those big strides to the next race and just keep moving forward and keep building that momentum.
What's your advice to a 413 miler listening today who is right on the edge of like, oh gosh, I don't even know what the state of the NCAA now, the edge of going D1 or like getting into their dream school, but they have hope, someone like you that, I mean, 413 to 352 and you're not done yet. Progression is crazy. So I think a lot of kids feel that where it's like, okay, I'm good, but I'm not great, but I'm good enough where I know I could be great. What would you say to them?
I would just say like don't I would say don't give up. Like there was definitely times where I like yeah, like we mentioned it earlier, like looking across the country in high school and you're seeing these other kids run these crazy fast times, and even nowadays where I'm sitting here and I'm seeing 16-year-old run 348 and I'm still 4 seconds off 348 and I'm 4 years older than him. So it's you kind of have to just know that it's hard to not compare yourself, but you have to not take it as seriously in the sense of the comparisons, and just know that if you believe you're doing the right thing and you just continue doing the right thing and don't give up and just stay dedicated and know that your time will come eventually. And like everyone, almost everyone has breakthrough races at some point. So I think if you just keep putting in the work, stay dedicated, don't give up, don't compare yourself too much. Like obviously it's good to compare yourself, because at the end of the day, if you're not getting better than other people are, then you're getting worse. So you definitely have to keep putting in the work and just stay on the grind.
What do you do when you experience those moments of doubt or those low moments? What goes through your head? How do you get out of those moments?
Um, it's it's very difficult. Like I think it's a very real thing, and I think people try to like avoid it all the time. I think a lot of people, especially on our team, which this works for them, and like Brendan Herger, for example, he's a crazy good athlete. And not many people know about him yet, but he's just super fun to be around, and he just takes it all very unseriously, and he just has so much fun with running. And that's one way I think to look at it, is just to have fun with it and not really not really it's not life or death. Like it's just another race, and we it's such a crazy like blessing to be able to be in the position to be a Division 1 athlete and be able to run every day and be healthy and race and line up. So you don't want to like lose the race before you even run it, in that kind of sense. So you don't want to beat yourself up before you even step on the line, and kind of kind of get yourself out of it. So you gonna that's one way to look at it, is just to have fun. But for me, I would just say like one thing I used at Arkansas, for example, was just knowing that you belong on the track and you belong in those races. So whenever you feel like you're comparing yourself to others and you think that, oh, this guy's so great and he's running these times and I'm not, you just have to step on the track and just know that you belong in those races, and you're ready for big performances, and you just have to line it up and go for it.
You've become known for your lethal kick. Was this existing in middle school or has this kind of been developed throughout time?
I would say I always had it in a certain sense. Like in high school, running the 800 more than the mile, I kind of came from more of a like a speed type of background ish, but I still ran like cross country and stuff and whatever. But um, yeah, I think I like in high school I was kind of like both the ways I won states in high school was from a kick, and I kind of just sat behind the leaders until the last 200, and then just let it rip. So I think I've always had it to a certain extent, but it's only been elevated in college. Um, this year is very weird though. I we haven't done that much real top speed or speed training type workouts, and for some reason my speed's at an all time high, and I don't think that anybody in the NCAA can keep up with me. So it's kind of a weird thing to say and to think about, that I haven't really touched any speed in practice, but it's yeah, I kind of feel unstoppable right now with one lap to go, but yeah, I think I've always had it.
If you're, within a second of the leader with a lap to go, mile or DMR, are you coming out on top?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. So we feel good. We
without a
feel
doubt.
we feel good going to NCAA's then.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that innate confidence? Is that coach confidence? Is that family confidence? Where does that come from?
Um, I would say it's a little bit of. I would say it's definitely. I don't know. It's a little bit of all, I guess. Like I have a really good relationship with my coach, and Sully's great, and he knows what to kind of say to get me fired up and get me locked in, and he knows that I thrive very very well off confidence. So um yeah, I think it definitely helps having him on your side, and knowing that he believes in you, and there's no like, obviously there's added pressure, and there's external factors that make you nervous or anxious, but just knowing that he's in your corner always. And yeah, I mean, he lives for the moment as much as I do. If you go back and watch any of the big races I've run, like, you can see him in the background getting excited, running down the side of the track and throwing his arms in the air. But yeah, it's definitely from him. It was one thing, and also like family. Like my dad was like, he was super hard on me like all my life, so it's made it worth the while in the end, knowing that he's like, even though he can be hard on you, it's not from a place of neglect or anything like that. He always just wants the best for me, and he wants me to be at my best as much as I can. So having him in my corner, and like he'll give me a little text before the race, and just know that he knows that I'm gonna go kick butt, and yeah, just get it done. But also, it is also something that I've developed myself. Like I've kind of come from a place of, like, yeah, in high school, insecurity, like seeing those guys run those crazy times in the country, and knowing that I wasn't running those times yet. I kind of had to shift my insecurity into confidence, and kind of know that, like, I am who I am because of the work I put in, and just know that I am putting the work in that I need to put in, and I am doing things the right way. I think integrity is a very big thing for me too. So doing things the right way, and knowing that I'm on a good path, it gives me confidence, and that kind of just fuels my fire.
You mentioned your dad being hard on you growing up. Did you ever resent him, for being so hard on you? And what's it been like to see all the work pay off?
Um, I would say no, but it definitely was like there's obviously times when I was younger, I was like, I just like couldn't get a break of this, and I was fed up with it. But I mean, yeah, like in the back of my mind, it was always like, okay, like I I I believe he's doing this for the right reason, and obviously I see now that it's paid off, it's paid its dividends. So um, resent, no, but there was definitely a time where I was like, yeah, like I could get sick of this pretty soon.
I just ask because I think it's something a lot of kids can relate to, and from my perspective, I think it's more about the kid and their receptivity. I think it works
Yeah,
on some kids, other kids it doesn't. I think as the parent, it's knowing which kids to push, which kids to hold back. Because if you
yeah,
push a kid who's already driven, like he's gonna go too far. Um,
yeah,
but some kids need a whoop in the butt to get going if they
yeah,
want to get where they want to go.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't. He tried. I have a younger sister, so she was a runner, but it doesn't. It's not like you said. It's not going to work with everybody. So she doesn't handle it the same way that I do. But but yeah, I think it's paid off for me. So I'm glad he did it. It was worth the tears as a younger kid.
Was he like forcing you to run or what?
No, it's just like just habits. Like he wasn't a runner. None of my parents were. I mean, my mom ran like the 400 in high school, but I mean, she wasn't like a crazy good athlete. But both my parents played basketball in high school, and that was their sport that they really liked. And my dad he loves baseball as well. So baseball is my first sport, and just like instilling habits, like going outside and hitting hundreds of baseballs a day and making sure you got the right form and you can't leave until you do it the right way and like all that stuff. So, and then basketball is the same way. You're shooting hundreds of shots a day, hundreds of threes a day, and you're not going inside until you get the form right or you make this many. So it's just like knowing that all that work that I put in and building those habits of just like rinsing and repeating those skills and not settling for less than perfection is something that I use. I mean, even now, like I want to be perfect in everything that I do, and obviously you can't be perfect every day. You can't be perfect every race, but getting as close to perfect as you can will only help you perform at the best. So at your best. So yeah, that's definitely kind of where it comes from.
Dad wanted that Olympic son. I can respect the game. I can
Yeah,
respect the game. It's gonna be me one day. What's funny though is like running. There's only so much. Like I wonder if that was more geared towards running. There's only so much you can do. Like with other
yeah,
sports, you can work so much. Like running's hard. Don't get me wrong, but there's so much more you can do in other sports. Like
yeah,
theoretically, your arm's not gonna fall off if you shoot 1,000 free throws, and you probably could get better the more you shoot. With
yeah.
running, it's like you can only run so much or run so hard. You
Well,
know.
yeah, you'll just get injured or you'll yeah, that no, definitely. And it was kind of weird. Like yeah, they didn't know much about running in high school, so it was kind of a new thing even for me too. Like I was very unfamiliar with it, and um
Yeah.
but
When
yeah,
did you make the shift?
it was going into high school. I had to choose between baseball and track because they're the same season, so I couldn't play both. And um, I ran cross country in the fall my freshman year because I mean I wasn't super big. I wasn't gonna play football, so and I wanted to do something. I was like, oh, I'll just run cross country. I'll get fit for basketball or whatever it is. So and then I ran cross country, and I was by the end of the year, my freshman year, I was second or third best runner on the team, and I was like, oh, maybe this can be a real thing for me. So yeah, going into the spring, I was like, oh, I got to choose between track and baseball, and I'm not really like I think I could be better at track than I was at baseball, even though baseball was my best sport back then. So yeah, it was a rough decision to choose baseball as that was my first sport that I played. So it was tough, but yeah, I made the switch, and it kind of it paid off.
Going back to talking about Sully, who you had mentioned, he's funny because he's really accomplished coach, but I feel like he massively flies under the radar. Like if you said a different coach's name, I wouldn't have been shocked. Maybe that's just me not following the sport crazy closely, but I feel like I know it enough to know who's in it. I feel like he kind of likes being in the shadows. And then
Yeah,
every few years, like I said with Ben Flanagan, like the last time I really heard about the guy was sort of Ben Flanagan era, and his stories training Ben and around Ben's races, and when Ben won the 10K and everything behind that. What's your coach athlete relationship like with him? And do you think he deserves more flowers given he really doesn't really take credit or praise? It's not really out there.
yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, like we have a great relationship. I think we're very similar people in the track type of setting, like what we believe in on the track and how we train and the type of like runners that we are in a sense. But he's definitely a more shy person, and he does very much fly under the radar, and he doesn't really like being in the spotlight as much. He kind of lets that be like how it is. He kind of wants his athletes to be more in the spotlight, and he kind of just sits back and doesn't really take as much credit as I think he deserves. But yeah, I think he definitely deserves his flowers as an athlete and a coach. Like I think a lot of people forget that he's an Olympian and the one of the most accomplished Canadians in all of track. So it's he definitely deserves his flowers there. But also as a coach, he's had some crazy good athletes that have ran under him, and yeah, I think that a lot of people don't know that, or they forget that, and they don't give him as much credit as he deserves, especially like with our team now. um, I think he coaches the mile guys the best, just because that's the event he loves. Like that's his event, so he knows how to coach us the best. He knows how to prepare us the best. Um, but I think our mid D crew is with the 8 and the mile is the best, if not one of the best in the country, and that's that's because of him and what he has like kind of instilled in us, coaching wise and training wise and whatever. So yeah, I think definitely he flies under the radar when I think he should be a little bit more bold and a little bit more celebrated. But yeah,
Stay mysterious. That's the theme in 2026. Coach Sully's on a perpetual winter arc. It sounds like just
yeah.
yeah, stay in the shadows. You mentioned that you hadn't done too much speed work, and you were kind of surprised with how good your kick was off the strength work. Is that sort of intentional, just like focusing on outdoors versus indoors? And with the really good kick indoors thus far, without too much speed work, do you think a lot of it's come from like racing into shape?
I would say maybe. I'm really like I don't have any. I don't have a clue. Like I've done. I would say like the strength stuff, like you mentioned, that was definitely a focus. I wanted to like use the big block I had from cross country and kind of use that to my advantage, knowing that I didn't have that last year. And I think strength indoors in the mile is so much more useful than people realize. And so I definitely wanted to use that to my advantage and use my strength to kind of propel me to those new highs and those new marks. Um, but yeah, the speed stuff not being there was definitely not super intentional. It was more so to do with like kind of like an injury ish kind of thing that I had going on early season indoors. Like I tweaked my hamstring a couple times, doing like some top speed stuff, kind of racing guys in practice. Like that's kind of our thing. Sometimes some guys get competitive, and you don't want to. I can't lose to anybody. Like I it hurts me to lose, so I have to race them, and sometimes we go a little too fast on some reps, and that's when the form breakdown happens. That's when injuries happen. So stuff like that creeps up, and we just wanted to be smart with it. And luckily it hasn't inhibited me at all. Like I've been as strong as I think I've ever been. So but yeah, it definitely wasn't or definitely was intentional. That's the reason why we've avoided it a little bit. But then I've been surprised that I've been able to keep up my speed so well.
A year ago, if I was to talk to you, would you be surprised that you'd go on a podcast and state, if I'm there with a lap to go, I'm going to win an NCAA title?
um yes, I think like being in the position I am now, it's like I wouldn't have expected to run 352. Honestly, I even like every season I go through, and I put my like goals for each race. I want to make sure that I'm very goal driven, and I want to make sure that I have a clear headspace and know what each race is for, and the goal for each race, and what I can accomplish meet by meet. So I went down the list, and I named out what I wanted to do each race, and this year I had Arkansas down at 354. Like I didn't think that I was gonna run 352. The goal was just to run the school record, which was 354 mid. So that was that was the goal, and I definitely surprised myself, and I definitely would be surprised if you asked me a year ago that I would be competing for an NCAA championship and having one of the strongest kicks in the NCAA that I can win with a lap to go, and if I'm still in the race. So I would be surprised. Yeah.
Not to make you choose like favorite child type beat, but you could only choose one NCAA title, DMR or mile. What you choosing?
I think I would choose. I think I would choose the DMR. I think like being there with my boys and knowing that we have we ran the NCAA lead this year, and you never know, like the team could be different next year, and I mean the team will be different. We have one guy graduating, so it's like um knowing that this is kind of our year to do it, and we're the favorites in the sense that we're the NCAA leaders. I think I would definitely choose that one if I had to choose one of the two. But um, yeah, it's just so fun. Like,
Ma wouldn't be bad either.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going for both, so it's either one will be good. But yeah, DMR I would definitely choose over, only because yeah, just, you're running out there with your guys, um, like there's just no better feeling than knowing you're a part of a team that's so talented that you can run the NCAA lead and the number three all conditions DMR or whatever it is. So um, yeah, I definitely want to go out there and bring it home for the boys.
Has Michigan ever won the DMR?
I believe that Sully anchored the DMR to a nationals win when he was in school, but I'm not 100% familiar with that. But I also think they might have won one under like Nick Willis was an anchor. He might have won one, as well as Nate Brannon might have also anchored a team to win. So I don't think they've won that many, but I think there's definitely some guys that could have got it done.
Yeah, an elite company. If you get it done, all those names, I'm sure a lot of our audience is familiar with.
Yeah,
The DMR. If you're not familiar with track, DMR is one of the most exciting events. I wish we had it outdoors more.
I
It's
know.
electric.
Yeah, I think that's why it's like it's going to be a big focus for us at Penn. Bringing home a wheel. Like I thought we ran good last year in the 4x8, but yeah, we were really close to getting it done. Just came down to the last leg, and we were in it, but just fell a little bit short and got third. So it's yeah, we're excited to get back there and run a relay. Maybe that's DMR, maybe it's 4x8, maybe it's 4 by mile. Like we don't know what to do yet, but we're just hoping to bring home a wheel and do it for the team.
Obviously, only a junior. Big future ahead. Not the end of the world if things don't pan out your way this year. I'm sure pressure on yourself that you want to get things done this year. But what's your kind of mindset knowing that you have, longevity in your career left, and maybe also coming to terms with like, oh, I can definitely do this at the next stage now, and big things ahead for me. I don't have to rush anything.
I mean, yeah, like I definitely like to like live in the moment and not think about like I don't know. I think people don't appreciate like what they have until it's gone, right? So you got to live in the moment and know that like what I'm doing right now is a very real thing, and what I have dreamed of achieving is something that I can achieve right now. But it also is good to know like, oh, if something goes wrong and it's not like if something goes wrong and I lose, it's not the end of the world. You get there's more races to be run, and there's more NCAA championships to be at. And like yeah, that was like a very real thing for me in outdoor season last year. I felt that I underperformed at the national meet in the 15. So it's something that you have to learn from, and just know that there is going to be more races as long as you stay focused and stay locked into the task at hand, and not get overwhelmed, and not get I don't know, not get complacent. You kind of just have to keep moving forward, and yeah, know that there's more opportunities, and yeah, like going on to professionally, like that's definitely a goal of mine, and knowing that like I'll be able to run even faster as a professional, or make the Olympic team, or whatever it is. So be a national champion for the US, like anything like that. Those things definitely motivate me, knowing that those things are coming, and seeing some of the guys that like I look up to, and seeing what they're achieving on the like professional stage. That definitely motivates me too.
Seems like every couple years, the event to look at on the U.S. stage that collegiates are really good at in comparison to the pros is the men's 1500. And you're talking about sort of, what you can do in the future in terms of winning U.S. championships or making teams. How much do you key on guys like Ethan Strand, or guys in the past, Nathan Green, Joe Wascom, who have made teams in the past as collegiates, knowing that there's actually not too much of a gap between what you're doing now and the pros?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely key on that a lot. Like I like racing Nathan Green and Ethan Strand last year at NCAA nationals. Like those guys they are next level in the sense that they're the top of the field. Like they went 1-2 at NCAA, so they are they are elite athletes. And but knowing that I was in that race with them, and I can be at the level that they're at in time, and just knowing that that's the trajectory that I'm on. But no, definitely I would lean on those guys because like I came in freshman year and made regionals in the 15 outdoors, and um, Nick Foster, who was my mentor and my teammate at the time, who was also there. Um, we walk up to check in, and it's Ethan Strand, and he says what's up to him, and like he introduces him to me. It's like it's such a great like interaction and whatever, and just knowing that like at the moment in that moment I was like, holy crap, like it's Ethan Strand, like whatever. And like seeing how much better he was at the time, and then actually being able to race those guys at regionals and then race them at nationals, and just know that that is the level I want to be on, and that's the level that I'm about to be on, is a good feeling. And yeah, I would say I definitely lean on that type of mindset, and those I definitely lean on those guys, and knowing that I'm coming.
Talking about winning an NCAA title this year, next, but we'll speak specifically about next weekend. What would it mean for you to win your first NCAA title, specifically with what you could call an unorthodox journey to get to the top?
It would definitely mean like it would mean the world. I mean, I definitely I wouldn't like I don't think it would like fully set in that I'm an NCAA champion. Like I think a lot of people dream of that, especially people that are in the NCAA and competing for that. Everyone wants that to be their goal. So um, yeah, it definitely would be kind of surreal, and I would um, yeah, I would kind of be I would be surprised, not in the sense that I don't think I can do it, but surprised in the sense that I achieved that. Because I can remember running for the first time going into high school, and not knowing anything about anything, and just not even being familiar at all with what I could achieve, and then now being at the NCAA competing at the highest level and winning NCAAs would definitely be, yeah, it would just be a dream come true.
What advice do you have for those out there who want to make a similar shift that you did in terms of like year over year crazy breakthrough? What's your message to them in 2026?
You just have to do things the right way. Like you have to be integral. You have to be dedicated. Like there's like no one's gonna run the races for you. No one's gonna no one's gonna put the work in for you. You whatever you put out on the track every day and in practice is what you're gonna get. So um yeah, you just have to make sure that you're focused and locked in, and you're goal driven, and you know where you want to be, and you know where you like think you can be. And then I would also just say you have to shoot for the stars. Like like you can't ever, like for example, my or last year outdoors in the 15, like my goal was to be a top 10 or top 8 All American. So like I wanted to be on that podium and get one of those trophies. And I think I kind of sold myself short on just going for eighth. Like I was 6/10 off winning the race, and I didn't even think that I like it didn't cross my mind that I could have won. And I think that's a poor way to look at it. Like you have to always think that you're in the race, and you're in the race because you belong in the race, and you have to go into it and understand that it's a very real possibility that you could win. And I think if you think that you can achieve something, I would say you should aim higher. Like I think I undersold myself this year, thinking that I could only run 354, and that thinking that that was the goal. I should have came in and said, "Well, shoot, I'm gonna go run 350." And then if I ran 352, then I would still be super excited with that. So I would just say as advice, just don't sell yourself short. Really go for your goals, because if you do fall a little bit short, I'm pretty sure you'd still be happy with the result that you ended up with.
Before we wrap up, Ann Arbor, favorite food spot, favorite coffee spot. What are we rocking with?
Well, I'm not a huge coffee person, but
Tragic.
yeah, that's a wave I need to get on, I think. But so I'm not the one to ask about the coffee spots, but for food, Um, I don't know. I think like the go to with my parents is Hopcat. They got a little bit of everything. I like a good burger from there, or like a good plate of mac and cheese. But um, I would say best like restaurant. It's a little on the fancier side, but not super expensive. Is called Mani, Mani. It's
Yep, amazing. I was
yeah,
waiting for that.
it's
Pizza,
yeah,
amazing there.
pizza, the vodka pasta, like it's just like it's out of this world. It's amazing. And another place that I've gone with my parents is Palio. It's another like Italian type place. That's a really good place. But yeah, I think those couple are top tier for sure.
If you want to get into coffee, amazing dinner as well. Definitely fancier, but coffee, best chocolate, one of the best chocolate croissants. Like I would say up there with croissants I've had from New York. It's called the Boro. It's in Dixboro. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I have. Yeah,
yeah, go there. It's great spot to fall in love with coffee and minimally incredible pastries.
yeah, need
Um,
to check that
so
out.
so check that out. If you win an NCAA title, I'll drive up to Ann Arbor. I'll take you out to the Boro. More
Perfect.
motivation
Sounds
for you.
good.
Final
You might
final
as well you
question.
might as well put that on your calendar right now.
Let's go. Let's go. I'll get the Amex ready.
Perfect.
Um, Final question for you, man. Wrapping up this conversation. Motto of the podcast of my life is helping people to turn their what ifs into reality. Turning the what if of what if I start a podcast, change my life. What is a what if that you've turned into a reality, and how has it changed your life?
I would say I would say like what if you win? Like I think a lot of people approach things, and like I said earlier, they don't understand that they could win, or they don't understand that everything could go right. They only plan for what could go wrong. So I think it's a very real thing that I sit down with, and I kind of made it a theme this year to kind of write out. Like I posted it for my Arkansas race. A couple like some people saw it, and some people enjoyed it. So I kind of just planned out how the race was going to unfold, or how I thought it was going to unfold, or how I wanted it to unfold, and I kind of wrote down some words that I would repeat to myself, to kind of stay locked in and stay motivated. But yeah, I would definitely say like what if you win, because yes, I think so many people just think about what could go wrong, and they're not really concerned about what could go right. And I think thinking about what could go right helps you not fall into kind of a negative spiral of just anxiety and freaking out. Like you have to just understand that yeah, you belong, and you belong on the track, and well, I mean, not everyone can win, obviously, but people, like, someone has to win. So you just have to understand that that could be you, and you have to kind of hold on to that, and just stay positive, and just know that yeah, it could all work out just the way it should.
Trent, appreciate the time. I love stories like yours because I think they're just what the sport needs. It's what high schoolers in America need right now. Is you don't have to be the best guy to ultimately end up the best. So, um, as much as the Buckeye in me hates to say this, I'll be parts of me will be rooting for you next weekend. I wish you all the best. You're welcome back on the podcast anytime. And yeah, thanks for sharing your story. Keep crushing it, man.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it a lot, and I enjoy sharing my thoughts. I think I wanna I wanna see more people like me out there. Like I want to see more people that have like just a relentless drive, and we have guys on our team that I hope can be inspired by the work that I put in, and just know that yeah, you don't have to be the best in high school, or you don't have to be the best in college, but you can be the best at something eventually, and you just gotta stay the course.